a woman.
You like Shamira's sister. Bitch, you paid to go look like Shamira. You look a damn
What is going on, Entertainment? So Tim comes out with another video. We talking Love It War episode 5. Before I get started, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what y'all think about this video. Okay, so the episode starts off with another therapy session. The last one that we didn't get, which is Crystal and then BB the King. Okay, BB the King with the deepest voice, cause they call me King, bro. Okay. BB, why you let these people on this TV know that you do illegal activities for coin? I ain't mad at it. Please teach me your ways, cause I need another source of income. They shade. Anyway, him and BB, we're talking about their relationship and the problems in their relationship. Apparently, a lot of their issues were a surprise to BB, which I kind of found sad because out of all the relationships, this is the most real one. You can tell they actually go together. They're actually together in real life. It's not fake. It's not for TV. So a lot of the issues stem from, I guess, Crystal and her drinking a little bit too much, which Crystal, he is not lying about that. You are a little bit of a drunk because we've all seen what happened with you on Greek Life. The way that on Greek Life you reacted over that bottle, you can't tell me nothing. Okay, Crystal was crying, throwing a fit over that DoorDash bottle. Like that hurt something in her spirit. You can tell that BB was getting really mad at Crystal because Crystal was saying certain things that I guess she never told him before. But that's what therapy is for. It's to have that safe person there, so that way you can say all the things you wanted to say, and then that person may not react so angry because there's another person in the room, and you feel safe enough to say it. Not because they'll be scared to get hit or nothing, but just so that way it's a little bit more comfortable for them to say it, knowing that there's like a mutual party in the middle of it. I feel like they're still gonna last after this show. No shade, them Hispanic couples be going. Sorry. I hate to be stereotypical, but it's true. Like, they be going, okay? They be in it for the long haul. I have this coworker. This lady is from like Argentina or something. She been married to this nigga for like about like 15 plus years. She met this nigga at like 21, 22, some young age, and got married with the man. And she said she just knew. And they've been together ever since, okay? Crystal reveals that she's going to school to be an FBI agent. Which, by the way, I remember that one time on Now That's TV, they had posted a blog saying that Crystal, BB, and Jenny are spying on Now That's TV so they can hit them with a RICO charge. When I tell y'all, I screamed. I said, "What part of y'all makes y'all think that Jenny will be doing anything of a RICO charge?" The only thing close that Jenny gets to a RICO charge is knowing a Spanish nigga named Rico. Like, please stop the foolery. I remember this. Somebody had posted about that, like I think like a year or some months ago or something, when Sausage and Baddies was about to start getting filmed. So she revealed she wants to be like an FBI agent, which Tasha K was shocked. Like, the Tasha K so judgmental. She thought she was gonna say like, "Oh, I'm going to school for cosmetology," because Crystal's very like airheady a little bit and very like bubbly. She thought it was gonna be something dumb, but that girl got a brain on her. You could tell. Okay, so when she said FBI agent, Tasha K was like, "Oh, okay, you're gonna be an FBI agent, and baby, you get to the money. Let's go see how that works." Which, by the way, hopefully when she gets her degree, she brings him up out of getting to the money, because that way his life will be saved, right? In this economy, though, a lot of us get to the money. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, a lot of us get to the money. One thing that I'm not liking about Love and War, a lot of the stuff that's going on is so unnecessary. Like, so apparently D. Scott goes to Joyce and says, "Hey, somebody's getting you. Somebody wants that. I need that. They want that." He does one of those. He goes up to Joyce, says that to Joyce. Joyce is like, "Okay, who needs that? Like, does somebody need that from me? Like, who wants to touch my body?" Okay. So apparently, after she says that, D. Scott was like, yeah, somebody needs that or whatever. And I guess he wasn't saying it. And because of that, Joyce was like, oh, get this little B out my room. Said that to securities. And then after she said that, he threw a drink at her face. So because of that, Maul got mad at D. Scott because, you know, his Cookie Crunch girlfriend at the time was Cashy. So he felt like he has loyalty to Cashy. So his boy friend, or good friend, as he claims, can't be fighting his friend's girl. Which I just feel like D. Scott, you need to just walk away. I'm sorry, I couldn't do that. Before you are that nigga friend, I'm your nigga. He's you talking about. Like, that to me is crazy. But then again, D. Scott, you can't even get mad because this is the same nigga who said that you guys are good friends, which is crazy. Let a nigga play with me in my face like that. I swear to God. Blocked, deleted. Good friend is crazy. Okay? He called him his good friend. And they're outside, right? After he throw the drink. Mind you, we didn't even get to see the drink throw, which I kind of wanted to see that just to see how Joyce reacted. Joyce, this is where Maul even more had me effed up if I was D. Scott. He tells him that he has to apologize to Joyce. And Cashy says that Joyce has to now throw a drink in his face so they're even. Man, D. Scott, you are a better person than some of us. Because I wouldn't have did either one. I wouldn't have apologized. And two, I wouldn't have let her throw a drink in my face so we're even. No, Joyce is very disrespectful. Although D. Scott is messy and you shouldn't have did that, because apparently Mom said that him and D. Scott had a long talk and, you know, his aesthetic, you know, doesn't match with the rah-rah. Which, by the way, let me, Ma, I feel like you're sort of forgetting before you became, what is he, secretary or vice president? One of the political positions, okay? Before he became one of those political positions, you were on Playboys acting a buck, okay? You was scrabbling with the twins, fighting on season 1, Bad Blood, scrapping. So what aesthetic are are you really trying to go for here? Like, that sort of confused me when he said that, because I'm like, wait, what? What? Like, that didn't make any sense. I guess he means like to not appear so femme. That's the only thing I could kind of get from that. But like, you're going on an out TV show, so yeah, I guess. So they're both outside, and he's telling this guy he has to apologize. Cashy come out there in one hand. Basically, he has a cup on his hand. He starts basically talking about the whole situation. Mind you, the whole cast is tripping on Maul because they're like, "Why you gonna have your friend back before your nigga back?" Next thing you know, Cashy he throw a drink at at D. Scott. This man had the nerve to swing with the injured arm. He hit that nigga with the cast. Okay, at this point, it wasn't even fist. He hit that nigga D. Scott with the cast. They end up breaking them apart. So D. Scott has alcohol drinks all on his clothes. He's changing clothes. He goes to try to find Cashy. Now, when he opened that damn door, when he found Cashy, they start to tussle. I'm talking about start swinging everywhere. Joyce literally swung at D. Scott, right? And then they pulled Joyce out. I don't know where Ant came from. That nigga was out somewhere. So Landon, it's like the chicken and then Peter Griffin off of Family Guy. Them niggas gonna always fight if they in the same room. So Landon get his lick back on Ant. He say shaboop, boop, boop. Ant get up. They start swinging at each other. They separate up. Landon pushed off. I think his name Bama, that security guard with the dreads. He pushed him off so hard. That's how you know that lanky ass nigga strong. He pushed off Bama so hard, that security guard. That nigga flew. He got up and was pissed. That nigga started punching the walls. He was like, "Man, I'm sick of this shit." All you see is two big dents in the wall. Is Zogo talking about cut the cameras? Nah, nigga, keep the cameras rolling. We wanted to see what was really going down after that. Because at that point, Bama wanted to shoot the fade with somebody for getting thrown like that across the room. I just feel like D. Scott is messy, but then again, Joyce, she likes the drama and the conflama of things. So it's sort of like she's never innocent to me in my eyes until it was the Naj situation where Naj hit her for no reason. Like that to me was like, no, Joyce ain't even deserve that. But as other situations, it's sort of like when people disrespect her after she disrespected them, then it's, oh, Joyce so innocent. And that's not always the case. Okay. So they finally calm everybody down and they bring Cashy in the same room, and they had D Scott and Maul in the same room. D Scott, please do not stay with Maul. I hope y'all not still talking to this day, because that nigga don't value you. He won't even proclaim that y'all together. It's like he's afraid of saying it. I know, Maul is still in that coming out sort of like process, whatever you want to call it. So it's a little bit hard for him to really proclaim like, hey, that's like my nigga. You feel me? And it's like, it's hard to pull him out of it. What the is a good friends, right? So D Scott come out sitting there, his hair all out, okay, just pissed. And he's sitting next to Maul. Maul talking about, oh, the talk we had before we came here. That's my friend outside of this. If I call him, he gonna ride for me. And then D Scott like, what you mean he gonna go ride for you? He not gonna ride for you like I ride for you too? So if you call me, I'm gonna ride for you too. So what you talking about? That's the thing. I don't mess with you, Maul. You doing all that talking, and I really want to put you in your face. So you keep doing all that talking, and I don't want to see him be in a relationship with you. Okay, we good friends though, right? We good friends. Okay, Tasha, it's okay. Tasha, let me ask you this: your husband fight a friend. Your husband gonna jump in there? Oh, okay, yeah. Like, so he did one of those. He was pissed, which he has the right to be. I just feel like although Cashy was talking about how he's gonna tell Joyce to calm down, he low-key was still playing in D Scott's face. That's not a nigga you could ever trust, because he gonna always think shit funny. And Cashy, you are absolutely ridiculous. You talking about you gonna have Joyce throw a drink in his face. Who gonna willingly just sit there and let somebody throw a drink in their face? No. What are you talking about? Like, that to me was crazy for him to even suggest something like that, because it's so like abnormal to really like request of somebody. So we have the ending of that scene, and really, at the end of it, what D Scott got from the conclusion of that was, I just see where he stand with me, and like, we good friends, okay? So we just gonna be good friends, right? So then we get Tasha K sitting down with Joyce. So I have a whole lot of thoughts on this. So Tasha K sits down with Joyce, and she brings up the fact that her mentor is Flame Monroe. If y'all don't know who the hell Flame Monroe is, because I'm gonna just call him he, is a confused drag queen, in my opinion, who just spews the right wing of opinions out there because he wants to fit in. He feels as if, trans should be treated as men. Like, he just basically says certain things to try to fit in with the straight people. And that's what bothers me with him, because it's so obnoxious and it's so like ridiculous, because you could kind of see that he doesn't really believe that, but he's gonna keep saying it so that way he could garner more attention, and so that way he could fit in more and get booked for more jobs, etc. That's what pisses me off with Flame. Okay. So Tasha, you could tell she believes in a he or a she, two genders. So Flame is like the complete opposite of that, because you can call him he, she, we. Like, so it's like, my whole thing is with Tasha K, it's like you're making some of your points very contradicting, because you believe that it's he or she, but then you're friends and you're mentored by somebody who can be called whatever, who's, in my opinion, low-key confused. And is just a cross-dresser, if we really want to be honest. So you can't really say, Flame is trans. And then also, too, you bring in Flame Monroe up to Joyce. You know that Joyce is like a young girl. That girl don't know nothing about no damn Flame Monroe. That is not in her age bracket range. Her brain don't reach that capacity. She'll even know probably who that is. The most she probably knows is T.S. Madison and then Sydney Starr. Like, that's the most she probably know of the T-girls. Like, let's really keep it back. She probably even know who the Laverne Cox is. She probably think that's a porn star. So it's like, for you to try to connect that and try to start the conversation with that, wrong basis. Because you have to understand who you're talking to. Tasha K, I feel like, came at her with the wrong approach, because it's as if she was trying to change Joyce's opinion on her being a trans woman. And it's like, you're never going to change her opinion on it, because how she feels is how she feels. And how you feel is how you feel. So you trying to sort of, I feel like it was like she was trying to get Joyce to enroll into a transitioning camp so she could detransition back to a boy. Like, it's like, why are you trying to change her opinion on what she believes? As long as she respects you and doesn't call you out your name and call you a bitch, etc., and you just respect the fact that she refers to herself as she, just like your friend Flamerol, can be called anything it, then yeah, just keep that same energy. That's just how I feel about it. That whole conversation was so awkward to me. It was weird. I feel like Tasha K was trying to bait Joyce into saying some disrespectful type of stuff. She was trying to bait Joyce into sounding ignorant, which Joyce isn't the brightest bulb, you know, out there. So it's not the hardest to try to do that. So I could see Tasha K wheeling and wheeling so that way she can make that like a point. I feel like she should have kept the conversation to where it had to pertain to the relationship, and it also pertains to her hitting cisgender women. That's what it should have been about. Not, if you believe this, you should be called this pronoun and this, and like, come on. When it comes to Joyce saying she feels as if she should, when you're referring to her, you shouldn't put as trans women. She has a right to feel that way, because she probably feels that way too, because she feels like when people say that, they're just trying to like out her and clock her tea, and she wants to be like unclockable. So she feels as if when people say the word trans in front of women, like, you're a pretty trans woman, she feels like they're trying to clock her. And I think that's why she was saying that towards Tasha, because she felt like Tasha is trying to sort of like low-key humiliate her, because especially after that whole deja vu reunion that they had. I will say though, it isn't all in the same category. I do disagree with Joyce when it comes to that, because trans women and women in general, they go through different issues themselves. So I don't believe it's all in one category. It's completely separate, in my opinion. Child, they sort of brought up, Deja Vu season 3. I agree with Tasha basically saying that, Joyce should be fighting her equal, but the line gets tricky when she gets hit first. Like in the situation with Naj literally socked her in her face when they were just having a conversation. Joyce had every right to hit her back. I don't care. Because why would you sock her in her face like that? She wasn't even cursing at you, nothing. She was being shady, don't get me wrong. But what the hell? You didn't have to sock her. So you did deserve to get slammed on the floor. And Naj to this day would probably agree to that. I don't care what nobody say. Okay? But in other instances, Joyce does start first. To where, she starts poking and poking and poking, and then play victim when she get hit. Right? So Tasha K brought up that whole reunion thing and confused the fact that it was Kenzie was the one who was fighting her, not her. Joyce never tried to fight Tasha K. She was talking shit at the reunion, don't get me wrong, but she never tried to physically fight her. So that was Kenzie. So I'm glad that Joyce sort of made that a point, because that's what I remember too. I was like, wait, what? I don't remember that. So the conversation really ended more on like a peaceful note between all of those between those two. I'm glad that Joyce called Tasha K out for, like, she's all nice here with the therapy sessions, but when she get a group of people, that's what she performs. That's what I don't like about Tasha K. Like, cause y'all, I follow a lot of stuff. So I be seeing her getting into it with people, how she gets into it with other creators, how she gets into it with this person, that person. Personally, I feel like when it's a one-on-one thing, it's all peaches and cream. When she gets in front of an audience, a YouTube audience, Instagram audience, etc., that's where she changes and turns into a performer. I don't like people like that. I'm the same way, off this, on it, whatever. I don't like people who they act a completely different way when they have an audience. You can never trust people like that. They will switch up on you at a drop of a fucking hat. I'd have seen it before. I'd have watched it before. Oh God. So I'm glad that Joyce did mention that, because she is the type to do that. When she's gonna get around some of the other cats, she's gonna start talking about how Joyce a nigga and all this type of stuff too. They talk a little bit about the domestic side of things and how she shouldn't be putting her hands on Cashy, and how sometimes it's her that does it first, which Joyce has a bad habit of doing that, abusing her niggas, and then when they do it back to her, she plays victim. Okay? And the episode sort of ends there with their therapy session. I will say though, these episodes are getting a little bit better, so it's good to see that they have a show with a little bit of fights and a whole lot of dialogue. Okay, let me know what y'all think down below. What do y'all think about Tasha K and Joyce's conversation? I really want to hear you guys' opinion on that subject. Leave your comments down below, and we're out, babies.
No, personal.